Hello everyone, Rick here, and this almost slipped me by, but considering my whole channel is science fiction, gaming and Star Trek, well, this seems right up my alley. Star Trek Resurgence was announced recently for PS4, PS5 and the Xboxes. It is a single-player story-driven experience from some of the same people who created the Telltale Games, Dramatic Labs, and looks to follow similarly in their style of play. For those who are already lost, Telltale Studios produced a bunch of games from a variety of franchises, The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, Borderlands and The Wolf Among Us, for example. Think digital versions of those choose-your-own-adventure books. There is a tailored storyline here, but at frequent intervals you are presented with options that can alter the narrative somewhat. Just how dramatic a change is still limited by the overall direction that the story needs to move in, but within that framework there is often room for large and small consequences to your input. In the past, these were released in a chapter format over several months, and I wonder if it will be the same here. From details shared on their website, the storyline is going to follow two main characters which you switch between, guiding both their narratives, and if I had to guess, one would be this non-commissioned operations officer, Carter Diaz, while the other is going to be First Officer Jara Rydick. It is set on the USS Resolute NCC 92317, which looks like a Centaur-class starship, and it is set in the year 2380, which is why it looks so similar to the Dominion War and TNG era films. This places it before Lower Decks, and according to the Picard series books, before Captain Picard stepped away from the Enterprise to accept promotion to Admiral. So, it's in that time where the Federation was still rebuilding after the Dominion, but before the whole Romulan crisis. As for the narrative, it's mentioned on Star Trek's website that it is going to concern a brewing war between two alien species, I'm guessing these two, with the Federation vessel caught in the middle. I imagine they're trying to play negotiator as the UFP is wont to do. Now, straight up, this story is probably not going to be considered completely canon, considering that by its very genre, it has to have multiple outcomes and choices. But it's a little corner of a familiar Star Trek setting to play in, and I'm excited for it. Gameplay looks to be over the shoulder, but with a lot of variations from shuttle flight to phasering and scanning things in the environment, but the appeal in these games for me has always been the characters and tale at play. I imagine as we are taking control of a bridge officer and a lower decker, we're going to get two different flavours of story here. One dealing with larger civilization-altering decisions on the bridge, while quieter but personable choices are made by the crew. This would sort of emulate the episodic shows, with their A and B plots running simultaneously, and no doubt they'll interact. Oh, and Ambassador Spock is in it for a cameo. When and where I'm not sure, as this looks like a Federation starship background, and he was dealing with his Romulan reunification movements for the majority of his latter years right up until 2387. Still, it's not like he was grounded on Romulus, and this is in the wake of the Shinzon coup of Star Trek Nemesis, so he could be brought on board for some reason or another. Maybe he's here to lend a hand and inspiring speech in preparation for the Resolute's mission. You can bet that when this comes out, I'll be playing it on this channel, which looks to be sometime in spring 2022. So that's all we have so far. Your thoughts? I think, having played many of these developers' games in the past, I sort of know what we're in for, and the interactive narrative style would work well with Trek's more dramatic and conversationally motivated scenes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again later. Goodbye.